Welcome to the Arri press conference. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I can imagine how busy your schedule is. NAB is always a crazy time, and the more we all appreciate you taking the time to be with us for the next 45 minutes. My introduction will be very, very brief today because we have so many new exciting products, and I don't know how we're going to fit all of that within the next 45 minutes. So before I introduce my dear colleagues and product managers, I just want to point out that we have all our marketing material on our Arri.com website. We have a NAB microsite on there with all the latest press releases, and we will update the site regularly throughout the next couple of days. Should you need additional picture material or have any more requests, you can always send the request to any of our marketing colleagues, and we are more than happy to get back to you as quickly as we can. We have our booth in the Central Hall, C4337, and we would love to have all of you down there to take a physical look at the lights, wonderful new lights we present, and of course the huge lineup of cameras we have this year. So I would like to go ahead and introduce my colleagues and presenters. So we're going to start with Michael Wagner. Then Mark Shipman-Müller is the next one. We had to adjust the lineup here a little bit. Then again, Michael is going to talk about lighting products. Then we have Mark Shipman-Müller talking about Alexa and workflow. Then Philip Fischer on pro camera accessories. Hendrik Voss is going to cover electronic camera systems. Then Torsten Maywald, he will talk about the latest in lenses. Then Markus Dürr on Amira. We have Michael Jonas, Alexa Mini, and as finally, but not least, rental colleague Neil Phantom, who will fill you in on the Alexa 65. So at the end of the presentation, we have a Q&A, and we also have, I think, some Arri news here and a wonderful video brochure. So please grab one on your way out, and thanks again for joining us, and please, Michael, come up here.
Thank you, Franz. And so my name is Mike Wagner. I'm a product manager for Arri Lighting. I'm really privileged to be here to represent the entire lighting team to kind of show you very quickly some of the new products that we have at NAB this year. And we have a lot of really exciting things, so let's get right into it. The first one I'd like to mention is we've actually launched this product before at a different show, but we have what's called the Big B, which is a motorized yoke. You could motorize very large lights up to our Arri Max light, which is an 18,000 watt light, all the way down to the M18, which is an 1800 watt light, and everything in between. So this motorized yoke, we have one in our booth. You could spin around, it's right in the center there, so it's a great versatile product. In addition, we have a sneak peek at a product in our booth, which is a high-speed ballast for our Arri Max fixture, which is something that a lot of customers have been asking for, something that has been missing from the portfolio for quite a long time now, and we're proud to kind of show you a sneak preview of this product, which will be shipping later this summer. Switching over to LEDs, we have the L10, which we were proud to launch at BVE show last month. The L10 is the brightest version of the L series, which is an LED Fresnel line of fixtures. The L10 is the largest and the brightest of all of them. It's got fully tunable control, so you could actually tune the color temperature, the green magenta point, and even select vivid colors. And the L10 marks the kind of not the conclusion, but the full range now of the L series. So we started with the L7, we added the L5, which is a smaller version, and we finally have the L10. So we really truly have a nice family of LED Fresnels now, which is a very powerful thing to have, and no one lights with just one power class, so it's important to have the full range. We've also just finished a new version of our Service Manager. So this is a program that you run on your computer that allows you to interact with the LED lights, that allows you to do things like software updates, change the DMX settings, change the fan mode, all of those kinds of things. And for the first time, we have it available for both PC and for Mac. So if you have a PC, if you have a Mac and not a PC, now you can finally use it on both platforms. This is available for download off of our website starting today. So the next thing is something that we've been working on for quite a while, something that we're extremely proud of, and something that we've already gotten some excellent feedback on, and that is the Sky Panel. The Sky Panel is an LED soft light. It's extremely bright, it has full tunability, and it's just a wonderful quality of product. So we'll start with the S60C. So this is kind of what we consider to be maybe the workhorse product in this product line. Now let's go over a few of the features. So just like our L series, the S60C is fully tunable. Again, you could go from 2800 to 10,000 degrees Kelvin, plus or minus screen correction, and even vivid colors, which is unheard of in a soft light of this kind of configuration. It's very, very bright. There's a lot of output coming out of this fixture. In fact, it's brighter than a 2K tungsten soft light, and when it's in space light configuration, it's actually brighter than a 6K space light. So there's a lot of output coming out of this fixture. The shadow rendition is excellent. Oftentimes with LED products that have multiple emitters inside of them, you often get different shadows, so multiple shadows, or you might get color fringing around the shadows, and even the shadow itself might be a different tint than it's supposed to be. But with the Sky Panel, you get neutral gray shadows with no color fringing and one single clean shadow. The beam quality is excellent. You know, with soft lights, you want a nice, big, even beam of soft light, and that's what you get with the Sky Panel. It's able to wrap around faces very easily. Its large aperture allows that to wrap around the faces. You're able to get excellent shadows as well. The color quality is something that we really have a lot of pride in. As you know, with our L series, the color rendition is extremely good. We pride ourselves on making some of the best white light LEDs in the market, and the color quality of the Sky Panel is no different. So we have excellent color rendition over the entire range of color temperatures. So from 28 to 10,000 degrees Kelvin, we have very high CRI and very high TLCI as well. And this is important for, of course, rendering skin tones. You know, we film people most of the time, and so skin tones need to look accurate, and this product does an excellent job of that. I had mentioned the large aperture before. So the large aperture is something I wanted to talk about a little bit more too. So we have, in this power class, we have one of the largest apertures. And again, when it comes to soft lights, bigger is usually better. You know, you always want a big source when you're talking about soft lights. So this front is 645 millimeters across and 300 millimeters tall. Of course, if you wanted to punch that through an extra diffusion a little bit further away to make an even bigger source, you definitely have that capability with the Sky Panel. Not just the front is amazing, but also the side is extremely thin. So it's just over about 5 inches thick, which allows you to hide it in very tight locations. So if you're shooting in a small room, or if you don't have a lot of room to set up a typical soft light setup, that thin profile allows you to sneak it into places that you never could a conventional soft light before. The fact that it's this thin and you get an extreme amount of output that we do with the Sky Panel is truly amazing. With the front diffuser panel, you could actually swap these panels out. So it comes with a standard diffusion, but you're able to exchange that diffusion with a light diffusion, a heavy diffusion, and we even have an intensifier that will actually increase the center brightness by about 30%. So it's kind of refocusing the light forward more rather than going out to the sides. So you have it's very flexible from this standpoint. You could, you know, with soft lights, again, it's really important to shape the beam, and we're trying to give you, the customers, all of the tools needed in order to do that. The S60 comes with an external power supply. We did this for several reasons. First, it removes a lot of the weight from the head, which is the part that you move around the most, but it also gives you the opportunity to put that weight wherever you want it. So you could put it on the ground, as you see in this image here, or we have attachments for the back, which allows you to attach it to the light stand, or to a truss above the light, or whatever else you want to clamp onto it. We also have an attachment that allows you to slide the power supply right onto the back of the unit. So if you just wanted to have an all-in-one unit, you just slide it onto the back, lift it up, and there you go with it. The power supplies are also stackable. So if you wanted to have an electric room or just one place for all the power supplies to sit, you could actually stack them up to about 3 units high and have a very stable base and have all of your power supplies in one place. So that's the S60C. The S60 has another sibling to it, which is the S60RP. And the RP stands for remote phosphor. So remote phosphors, if you're unfamiliar with the technology, basically there's no such thing as a pure white LED. All white LEDs are blue LEDs with a phosphor coating. What's happening here is that we actually have a blue LED light engine, and we have these panels in front of those blue LEDs that when hit with the blue LEDs, they glow, they fluoresce, and they usually glow in whatever color temperature panel you have in there. So these phosphor panels, they appear yellow when they're not illuminated, but when the blue LEDs turn on, they glow a certain color temperature. It's called remote because the phosphor, instead of being put directly onto the LED, are set a little bit further away from the LED. So there's some advantages to this. So with the remote phosphor version, you have different panel color temperatures ranging from 2700, 32, 43, 56, 65, and even a green panel if you're trying to do green screen lighting. The remote phosphor version is about 10% brighter than the S60C version. It's 400 watts, as is the S60C version, so they're both 400 watts. It uses the same power supply unit, all the same accessories as well. It's got excellent color rendition, and it's actually less expensive than the C model. So with the C model, you get all of the versatility of being able to change the color temperature, change the diffusion panels, and with the remote phosphor version, you get that extra brightness and at a lower price point. There is no green magenta correction with the remote phosphor version, and you can't do vivid colors. So let's talk about some of the applications. Of course, you can use it on a stand. We kind of designed it as something that you could use just lighting people. So, you know, on a stand as a beauty light, something that provides a beautiful soft quality of light with all of the versatility that LEDs offer. But of course, there are many more applications than just using it like this. You could use it, as I mentioned before, in a space light configuration where you could actually put the sky panel basically inside of an industry standard silk. And these silks provide a very beautiful soft glow that spreads very, very wide. They have a little silk disc at the bottom as well. If you didn't want to use the silks, because you certainly don't have to, you could put them in just basically pointing straight down, and the standard diffusions give you a beautiful spread of light that creates nice pools just like you would expect from conventional tungsten space lights. So in this application, it's very powerful. If you could imagine having 200 or 300 of these up in the air and being able to adjust the color temperature or adjust the color with just a few flicks of a fader. With the S60C version, of course, it's fully tunable, so you could tune it into these green colors, which allow you to, again, do things like light green screen. When you're lighting green screens with a green color fixture, it's much more efficient and you get a much better key in the post house. So being able to use either the remote phosphor with the green panel or the S60C with the green setting, you're able to light green screens very effectively. Right out of the gate, we're going to be shipping some accessories with it as well. So we have, we make barn doors that you could purchase separately. If you wanted to control, again, the light a little bit more, we'll have egg crates that you see here. So we have these thicker egg crates. So if you wanted to make the light much more directional, because again, a lot of soft lights is about how you control it after you illuminate the subject. And we have shorter louvers as well that you could just slide into an accessory slot and get different degrees of control at that point. So these are the two models. We're selling the S60C for 4,690 euros list price and a US dollar list price of 6,250. And the remote phosphor version goes for 3,290 euros or $4,500. So it's actually very competitively priced in the market, and it's a great value. In addition to these two models, of course, we have a pole-operated version and a black version in case you wanted to hide them in a studio. We're taking pre-orders for the S60 starting today, and we're going to start shipping these two products in September of 2015. And that's the S60C, these two versions. But in addition to the S60, we didn't want to stop there, and we have another version of the sky panel, which is the S30. So it is basically this sky panel S60's smaller sibling. These are the two together. So it's got all of the same great features as I had just mentioned before. It's fully tunable. It actually, both versions have a battery mode as well, so you could run both of them off of a battery. They have a LAN connector. They have a USB-A connector for doing software updates. So they've got all the same features in both fixtures. And the S30 is half the width and half the power, so it's about 200 watts of power. And in battery mode, you could have 100% of that output. It's lightweight and perfect for on-the-go applications. And just like with the S60, we have two versions of the S30, the C and the remote phosphor version. And again, all of the same things apply to both versions. The S30 has a Euro list price of $3,290 and a US dollar list price of $4,500. The remote phosphor.
Customers pay in euros?
What's that?
Can US customers pay in euros?
I don't know. That's a good question. The S30RP has a Euro list price of $2,190 and a US dollar list price of $3,125. And this product will be shipping in November. So this is the SkyPanel family. We're extremely excited about it and extremely proud of this product. You could see these at our booth. We have several on display and up in the rig, and you could come and play with it and actually see the tunability and see what it looks like on a person's skin. And that is the SkyPanel, and we call it soft lighting redefined.